That's what is waiting. So let me see. It says 3 people in here.
Yeah. All right, let's start it.
You want to tell me to reclaim host? Like, nah, I'm a participant this time.
All right, man. We live with it. Let's go.
Oh wait, the link didn't start for me.
It's probably a little delayed. It's delayed.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right, let's get after this though.
Yeah. So you want to start, man? I know you guys.
I got a lot to say about this, man. I had a lot to say.
Yeah.
First thing first, Harden might be back, brother. Harden might be back.
Yeah, bro. We talked about it too. Like we talked about it at length this summer. Like we made some videos that we didn't post, but we chop up everything when it comes to the Sixers. And we seen the clips, bro. Like we saw the highlights in the summer. We saw him in the gym. We saw him, working on conditioning, strengthening his hamstring, strengthening his legs, all that stuff. And then in the preseason, like you could see the burst a little bit, but tonight, man, like his 3-point shot looked fluid. He was getting to the basket. He wasn't really trying to finish, but he was getting to the rim and efficient, finding open guys. Dudes just weren't knocking down shots tonight, but he looked great, bro. He looked great. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and it looked so easy for him too, man. That was easily like probably the most dominant performance that he's had so far, because that's still, they're still playing one of the best defensive teams in the league, and he's getting by guys with ease, getting exactly where he wanted. Got fouled a zillion times. So, but man, everybody else, man, they really gotta step up, man.
Yeah, man, like
they gotta step up that,
bro. We were
starting with Embiid, man.
Yeah,
I like that hoodie you're wearing, by the way. Just throw out there. I like that little hoodie. I gotta get myself one of those. But
yeah, I think this came with the season ticket package. But
listening,
go ahead.
I was saying, listening to what Doc Rivers had to say during the like training camp and all that, like listening to what he had to say, like he said a lot of good stuff, like letting Harden know, like, yo, man, like you gotta take control of the offense. You gotta make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be, run that pick and roll, like, being more aggressive. Embiid's coming up to him, getting in the way, like calling for the ball. He's telling them, like, nah, you gotta tell him, like, get out of there. I gotta create this offense. And it's like Harden, it seemed like he listened to what he was saying, but like no one else got the memo, because you're playing a Boston Celtics team where they got Al Horford as like the only center on the team, and he's in foul trouble pretty much the whole game, and all the other guys on the team are like 6'6", and Embiid is still operating 20 feet from the basket. Like he's still going for, trying to create offense that's harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, he's playing like a guard. It's like, bro, we don't need that anymore. Like, yo, it's cool that he has the bag, the jab step, the pull up J, the mid range is automatic. Like, I love that part of Embiid's game. And like, let's not get it twisted. Like, obviously, we know Embiid's top 3 player in the league, most dominant big man. We think is the best big in the league, but it's like, bro, play like it. Like, I'm tired of this like finesse, like finesse game from him. It's like, bro, you have Derek White on you in the paint, Marcus Smart, Noah Vonleh, and you want the ball at the elbow. It's like, bro, get in the paint, man. Like these guys, you got 150 pounds on this guy, and you're doing pull up J's and posting up on the elbow, making the offense be stagnant. And just like you said, it's like the biggest takeaway for me during that training camp practice, when Harden and Doc were talking, and Harden was like, yo, I can get Joel 10 to 12 points a game.
Exactly.
Easy. And I think when Joel understands that he doesn't have to work as hard for his buckets as he used to before Harden, I think the offense will flow better, and I think we'll be much better. But until then, bro, like this, hero ball from Embiid, and this
You
like,
got to trust his teammates, man.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. And it's like, bro, like you got Harden now, you got Maxey now. Like, there's no reason for you to be playing hero ball,
Yeah,
bro. Like, it's no excuse no more.
yeah. Like let me run this through. Like Harden had 35, Maxey 21, Harris 18, had a couple garbage time buckets, but we'll let it slide. But we're still looking at that. That's 74 points that they got from his three, co-stars, if we're gonna call them that.
Yeah.
His three, main sources of offense outside of himself. Like these guys are putting up 74 points. Like there's no need for you. Like he had 26 himself, so they scored 100, the four of them. So you got these guys that like they're doing their job. So there's no reason for you to, Embiid had 6 turnovers tonight. Like it's no reason to have 6 turnovers. And they were all turnovers because he's starting 20 feet from the basket, trying to drive through 4 people. Like you're playing like the Boston Celtics are a great defensive team. Like you really, it's not going to work.
And that's
You
what they
being
want you
7
to
feet
do.
tall.
Driving on guards.
Driving on guards. Like, yeah, like you're driving on guards instead of posting them up. They're guards.
Yeah.
Like Grant Williams, yeah, he's playing center, but like call spade for spade, he's like 6'6", 230. That's not a center.
Yeah, literally.
Like if 20 years ago, that's barely a small forward.
Yeah. And it's like, bro, like I feel like, and I like on one end, I get it, right? Like Embiid's been in the league all this time, and I feel like we've never had a team that's been able to get him the ball deep. Like in the second quarter, at the end of the second quarter, Embiid's on the block on Marcus Smart, and Tyrese Maxey is standing there for 6 seconds, doesn't lost him the ball, and Embiid gets called for an offensive foul for being bigger than Marcus Smart. And it's like, yo, these cats, like it's, I think it works both ways where it's like, yo, Embiid has to get on the block more. He has to run down the floor and box out more. I've seen that a couple times in transition where he tried to run down the floor and just post up. But he has to do that more often. And even when he doesn't get the ball, he's got to keep doing it, yo. Like that's the thing that gets me frustrated with Embiid is he's so like, I feel like like mentally he checks out so quick, bro, especially in like against like teams like Boston. Like we seen in the Miami series, it wasn't even like, yeah, his face was broken and all that, but mentally, like
like his head's down,
bro. Yeah, like his head's down.
He's walking back on defense, like
like complaining and stuff. It's like, bro, like you gotta cut that out, bro. Like this is like year 7, man.
Yeah, he's like a 20-year-old man. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, like I'm tired of seeing that, bro. Like I'm just like I'm tired of it. And I think one of the things that we did see, well, like looking at the box score, 15 boards. Like he was in there.
He's on statistic wise. If you take out the 6 turnovers before, as we talk, just to throw this out there because we actually made a video about it, but we decided not to post it. But I think that Embiid is better suited when he's not trying to score 30 points unnaturally. Like if he can score 30 points because like he's getting easy baskets, like he's running pick and rolls, hard to give him easy shots, get 30 points by no means. But if he's going to try to play the way that he's playing now, if he doesn't need to be trying to score 30 points, but if he's going to focus on playing defense, which the team didn't do today, but if he's going to grab 50, if he can get 26 points and 15 boards and play great defense, like that's all we really need for him. Because Harden's if Harden keeps this up and he's scoring like that, we don't need Embiid to go to win scoring titles anymore. If Maxey going to put up 20 something in the game, we don't need a scoring title from Embiid. Harris 18, we just don't need him to be doing all that extra stuff.
Yeah, and I think if he lets the game come to him, like yo, Embiid's one of the best offensive players in the league. So it's like, yo, I understand the ISO and stuff like that, but if he just lets the game come to him with the pick and rolls, with getting deep early in possessions and stuff like that, like I still think he'll average that 28, 30 points a game. It'll just be less forced, yo. Like he won't have to work as hard. And like that's what we've been talking about. Is like, bro, just lock in on defense.
Natural.
Yeah, like lock in on defense, like get deep in the post and like pick and roll, and it'll open it up for everybody, man. Like Maxey was 8 for 16 today. But it's like, bro, like we didn't see enough of him until late in the third and early in the fourth. Like he kind of gave us like a jolt. But it's like, yo, like we didn't see enough of Maxey, in my opinion. Like he didn't get enough touches. Harden was just great. But the bench offensively tonight was pretty bad.
Yeah, we're looking at what 11 points. Yeah, they got outscored. I think I wrote it down. They got outscored 34-11. That can't happen.
That can't happen.
You can't.
Bro.
You know is especially if we're giving up 126 points.
Yeah.
Like they prided themselves on getting better on defense. They brought in D'Anthony Melton. They brought in Daniel House, PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
So you didn't even play Thibault, really. Thibault played 1 minute.
Yeah. I thought he could have played more because Tatum was torching us. Like
exactly.
I'm not even a Matisse fan like that, but I thought in a situation like tonight, I thought that Matisse could have Tatum's giving you 35. Like, let's just see if he can. Like, no one else is knocking down shots. Like, PJ Tucker's 0 for 2 from 3. Like we're not really getting we're not really knocking down threes. We might as well try and throw Thibault out there on the second team at least. So over Niang, I don't think we needed to see Niang tonight
for 12 minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes,
1 of 4 from the field.
Yeah, it's just bro, we didn't need that tonight at all.
And Thibault, he does give Tatum some fits sometimes too. It's not like he hasn't had success, throwing him off his game, even though Tatum's one of those guys where it's hard to really stop him on a night-to-night basis. That's not gonna be a guy you're gonna just stop because Tatum's that good.
Yeah,
but in the past, there has been games where Thibault has, threw him off his rhythm, forced him into tougher shots that, where it's great defense, but it's better offense. Even getting blocks on him. I remember a few games where he just blocked multiple shots within the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 1 minute out of Thibault, that I think that's kind of bad coaching on Rivers' part. You got Daniel House playing 16 minutes. He had 1 point.
Yeah.
0 2 from all the guys that we brought in, all the role players. Tucker 0 2 from 3. House 0 1. Melton 1 2 from 3. So that's fine.
I didn't even know he played 21 minutes. That's crazy, bro. I feel like he was really good on defense, at times, but it's just bro, we definitely needed more. I mean, it's only game 1. I'm very high on the Sixers this year. I think this team can make a run, but I think something that we saw tonight that we lacked again is just that scoring off the bench, man.
And energy.
That Jordan Clarkson type dude. We're a Jordan Clarkson away. Or even bro, give me Eric Gordon off the bench. Somebody that could just give me
somebody that can score
14, bro. Ship Matisse Thibault to Houston tomorrow. If you could just give me somebody that can give you double digits off the bench and can score and play a look at defense, a little bit. I don't even care actually. Just give me a bucket off the bench. I think we could use that tremendously, bro. Because you look at, Grant Williams hit that
5 of 5. He was 3 of 3 from 3, I believe.
Yo, it's he hit huge. We were the Sixers were on a run. Maxey was hot. The Celtics didn't score for 4 or 5 possessions in the fourth quarter, and we have a great 22 seconds of great defense. And Grant Williams hits some crazy 3 to put them back up 11 and kind of cut into that run. And it's bro, who do we have that can make that shot off the bench?
I don't even know. Now, granted, D'Anthony Melton averaged 10, 11 for the Grizzlies last year.
Yeah.
But I like how he's playing defensively. But so far in the preseason and the regular season, it's still early. We played 1 regular season game, so he has plenty of time to figure out how the system works. But in no way or shape or form has he shown that he's going to be scoring 11 points off the bench. He just hasn't really shown that he'll be that type of guy. Now, he still has time. He still can. Not saying he won't, but
yeah,
he hasn't really particularly shot the ball well, or even really, made much of an impact on the offensive end so far.
Yeah, I haven't.
Definitely, especially.
Okay.
Go. No, what are you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say, like you said, I feel like he's been good defensively, but offensively, he hasn't really been scoring, yo. He hasn't.
He hasn't even getting a bunch of assists either.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's playing small forward on offense. He just isn't noticeable. Like he
Yeah.
does have the ball, but it doesn't seem like he's just not really making that much of an impact. And we're going to need him too because like transition over to Maxi. Yeah, he definitely is scoring in spurts, and I think that is by design because that is something that Rivers was talking about. He was saying that
Yeah.
like it's going to need to be Embiid and Harden initiating the offense.
Yeah.
But but then he kind of like thought like, oh yeah, I forgot we got Maxi too, so like he's going to need to score as well. But he'll be able to score off of you guys. Like he's going to be able to score because you guys are drawing attention. So he'll have his moments where we're going to give him the ball and he's going to be able to do whatever he wants.
Right.
And that seems to have been part of the case, in this particular game.
Yeah.
Where he, I believe like he had a lot of his points like in like different spurts. Like it was like probably like 3 stretches where he had points. It wasn't like he scored this possession and then like a few possessions later he scored. It was like kind of like 7 here, 7 here, 7 here.
Yeah.
And,
And I think that's one thing that like Maxi has to one, I think they need to game plan it, and two, I just think Maxi needs to be more aggressive from the rip. Like, and we saw a lot of that last year. Like, there's just times where it's like he's kind of like non-existent, and then out of nowhere, like he starts turning it on. He like hunts for his shot. Like, I feel like we need aggressive Maxi, like 24/7. But I know it's probably difficult when you got Embiid crying for the ball every possession.
Yeah.
Like Embiid just wants that rock every like. It's just like, bro, and I did see like there was times where he was kind of letting Harden get his, letting Maxi, you know what I mean? Like, especially in the fourth, like he was kind of letting Maxi do his thing. But sometimes it's just like, Joe, like, get on the block, bro. Or like set good screens and roll. Like, we need him to roll more, get those easy buckets more. Like, he wants to pop on everything, bro. Like, just you're 7-2, bro.
I don't want to see no popping.
Just roll to the rim.
No more of that.
Like, why? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but I guess to be fair though, they do have 4 guys who are capable of scoring 20 plus points. So it is kind of hard to balance having 4 guys that's supposed to give you 80 plus points.
Yeah.
But my issue is that there has to be some kind of system. Like it can't be, we're going to do this at this point in the game, and then we're going to stop doing that and just do this. Then we're going to stop it. It's like you're taking turns, and like that doesn't seem like how basketball should work. Like if you're going to have be a coach, like you have to have some kind of scheme where it's like, we're going to run this action.
Yeah.
And have he does a lot of 2-man games and even like 3-man. Like I know Doc Rivers like to run those 2 particular plays, but if you have Harden and Embiid running pick and rolls and they're not stopping it, because even when Harden was running pick and rolls with PJ Tucker, like he was getting like Tucker's wide open, but he just can't make shots, so he's passing it off to Harris in the corner
like
or
3 floaters.
Yeah,
to that.
I counted like maybe 4 or 5 pick and rolls that Harden ran where like he created some kind of shot where it was like a wide open 3, or he gave it to the roll man and like they either had like a floater, a layup, or they just passed it off, and it just like it didn't result in points, but they got the ball in like a high scoring area.
Yeah.
So that has to be worked out, but running a pick and roll with Joel Embiid and Harden, that just seems like something that needs to be run
70%.
At least 60% of the game. Like I don't really care about not Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris making $180 million, scoring 12 points a game if they're running pick and rolls and scoring every possession. Like I don't really care what the stats look like.
Exactly.
I want to see the team win, and that has to be about winning. Like I understand people got contracts, politics, egos, and all that stuff, but it can't just be we're going to run a pick and roll 5 times in a row and we score on 4 of those possessions. Then we don't run pick and roll for 15 more plays, and we just let other guys do. We get away from pick and roll, and then Embiid starts operating 20 feet from the basket.
Like
out of nowhere. Like it's no reason to start doing worse basketball actions when you have better options. Like there's no reason we should be doing better when you worse sets.
It makes no sense.
Like on our own volition. Like it's not like the team stopped it. I can see if Boston started adjusting to the pick and rolls or to what was working. We still scored 117 points.
Literally.
And that's with all the turnovers and all the people missing wide open shots. We still managed to score a lot of points.
Yeah.
Even with a lot of poor execution. So that just shows you how great our offense can be if they just execute. But
and it's like, bro, just like you said, it's like there was a sequence, and I think it might have been the third or the fourth quarter where Harden and Embiid, Embiid gets the easiest layup of his career off a pick and roll. Like Harden gets all the way to the rim and last minute dumps it to Embiid. Embiid gets it. Beautiful, easy layup. Easy 2 points. We come down, we get a stop. Come back down the court. Harden goes for the pick, and then Embiid pops. It's like, yo, just roll. Yeah. It should literally be the whole offense should just be Embiid, Harden, pick and roll. If they drop on Embiid, Harden can step back, shoot the three. If not, you kick it to Maxey on the weak side. Maxey can either take the catch and shoot the three, or if the defenders come in late, Maxey's blowing past. Like, you can't have a late reaction or contest to get Maxey. Like, Maxey's going to blow past you every time. Like, that should really be the offense. Like, Embiid, Harden, 2-man game, and Maxey plays off that 2-man game. And Harris and Tucker sit in the corner and wait for a three. They don't need the rock. Toby don't need his pick and roll sets and all this other crap that they do. And if it so happens that Toby gets a little mismatch on the in the post with a guard, then you exploit that early in transition. But other than that, it should really just be Harden and be 2-man game and Maxey playing off of that every time down until someone stops it.
Speaking of transition, I believe we got outscored like 22-2 in fast break points today. It was something crazy like that. They showed on the bottom of the screen in the fourth quarter. Like that's you got Tyrese Maxey on the team. Like there's no and D'Anthony Melton. Like there's no reason that we're not getting any points in transition. That's it was a lot of things that it's a lot of promising things. Like obviously the team's going to be a terrific team, but it's a lot of stuff that got to get worked out.
The thing real quick while you're talking about that, something that's real interesting with the Sixers. I don't think we turn the ball over a lot. We only have 14 turnovers, 14 to 11 turnovers for us tonight. But I feel like our turnovers are like so costly and so like silly.
Because they're 20 feet from the basket.
It's like
because your center is 20 feet from the basket, so you're trying to do passes to him, and there's so they're already instead of having to go 94 feet to score the fast break point, they only got to go 74 feet. So that's why. Yeah, I know exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like when the other team turns the ball over. It's like when Boston turned the ball over, like we still got to get through all 5 guys to score.
Right.
Like,
we got to work harder.
But when we turn the ball over, like they got a free pass.
Yeah, and it's always
that rule. I'm not a fan of that new rule though. I know a lot of people are fans of it. With the taking out the take foul. I don't like that because you still have to use a resource. You still got to use a foul. Like you have a limited number of fouls. So like you still say this game in particular, where Al Horford is out there and like he's pretty much the only center. If he's doing take fouls, that still hurts that Boston really bad because they kind of need him out there on the court because they don't have any centers. Now, granted, they were still able to win the game, but it's not. I understand they want to see more offense and like fans don't like it, but I still think that like take fouls, like there was no reason to really get rid of it.
Yeah, I like it honestly, like only because.
Yeah, I figured you would like it though.
I'm an offensive guy. Like, but how many times do players actually foul out in the NBA? Like,
they're gonna foul out playing us though.
But the take that's true. Bigs
gonna foul out against us.
But it's like the guard sometimes, like Maxey doesn't ever get that close to fouling out. Like it's usually not take fouls that's going to get you that close to fouling out. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I think the take foul is weak. Like, I just think it's weak. You know what I mean? Like, it's corny. It's just like, bro, like, you turn the ball over and now you just want to foul the dude.
It seemed like it's corny, but like at the same time, I mean, it just depends on the team too. Like, we're definitely a team where take fouls like aren't beneficial because especially if you're going to have guys where maybe if they play Thibault, like we have a lot of guys that can get steals. Like we have Tucker, we have Thibault, we have Melton and stuff like guys that can cause even Embiid, guys that can cause a lot of turnovers. Yeah. So and they're going to foul Harden and Embiid 20. You know, they're going to shoot 20 free throws a game. So like they're sort of like we can put a lot of teams in there. I mean, so not every team. Like there's gonna be some teams that benefit from the new change and some teams that don't. But the Sixers definitely got hurt from that new rule because they need to all take fouls.
Back on defense at all.
They're turning the ball over. Like Anthony Davis almost got hurt again, but
how crazy is it that Harden tonight 9 of 14 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3, 12 of 12 from the line, 8 boards, 7 assists. He was actually a +1 tonight, man. Like when he was.
I just updated. Wow, I say he was a -4. They updated. Yep.
He was a plus. I mean, that's like he was great tonight, man. On against Marcus Smart, he was shook Marcus Smart, shook Jason Tatum. Like he was cooking everybody tonight. Like he
dropped those cats to the floor, man.
Literally, bro. Like I think he was like he hasn't probably done that in a while. So he was.
That was some Houston. That was some Houston Harden stuff right there.
Yeah, when he shook them, dude, I think he was so shocked that he was that wide open and he just clanked them. Like, but
he almost pulled a Wesley Johnson on Marcus Smart, but he sat there, the ball in his hand for like 10 seconds. Like, oh shoot, this dude all the way over there. And airball. I was devastated. I was like, come on, Harden.
Yeah,
he was fantastic, man.
Yeah, I loved how he looked tonight. I like Maxey and spurts. I just wish Maxey was more assertive more often.
Mm-hmm.
And Embiid, I mean, I really just think tonight was really just about Embiid coming out sluggish, not really playing that well on defense.
Bad attitude.
Yeah, bad attitude. And that, like, I don't know how serious. And again, it's only game 1. I think that leadership and the vets that they have over the course of the season, like some of this stuff could change. But Embiid's demeanor in games like this, when stuff doesn't go his way, is like very concerning because it's been this way for years. It's like I don't know how far we could go with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I think
pouting because like we really need him to be in the right state of mind. We played Milwaukee on Thursday too, so that's another team that we gotta play where it's like you gotta have the right mindset. Like you're not beating them, you're not beating Milwaukee coming there moping around or complaining about calls and stuff like that. Like you're gonna have to be attentive, especially because it's a tight race in the East. And I think we got Toronto twice next week too. Like it's and the Bulls on I think the Bulls on Saturday. So we got
our schedule's tough to start.
Yeah, so we play like half the playoff teams in the first 2 weeks of the season. So so we we are going to get tested pretty early on.
Yeah.
And
yeah, man.
Definitely gonna be games that we would like to see them win.
Yeah. I would have liked to see them win tonight, but I think the biggest thing is James, man. Like I think like Doc said, like if they can get the offense figured out. Defensively, they were awful tonight, but I think defensively, this team has actually have potential. I think they're like running a completely new defensive scheme, so I think they're getting used to that. I think offensively, though, if Embiid can figure out, like if they can figure it out, like Harden and Embiid can figure out how to really play off each other, I think it can be really scary for this team. And like we talked about, I think the Sixers will. Boston looked really good tonight. Especially with Brogdon. So I don't even want to say, like, I think the Sixers will be top 2 in the East. I think it'll be either Boston or the Sixers that come out of that win the East.
You like Boston more than Milwaukee? With the head coach they got now with Joe Mazzulla?
I think Boston's depth is just so like they don't even have Robert Williams right now.
But he's like the only guy they want to get back though. Like,
yeah,
I don't know because I don't think that Grant Williams and now Brogdon is a big pickup though. Like that's huge, big.
Man. We'll see. Bench, him and Horford will probably come off the bench.
Yeah, you'll have Brogdon, Williams, and Horford off the bench. Like that'll be the three guys off the bench. Like that is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I just don't know if they have enough top end talent, especially because in the playoffs it'll be slower. It's not going to be as many fast break points, and you're not going to get 35. You don't get 70 points on 27 for 44 shooting out of Tatum and Brown. Like you're not getting that in the playoffs. I don't think.
I think, but I mean, they did it last year. Same team as last year, but they added Brogdon. I think that's a huge pickup.
Yeah, they did too, but they also beat Milwaukee without Middleton.
That's
and
true.
that was a 7-game series. And I think the Sixers really did add a lot of guys to the roster. And even not only did they add key role players, but the guys that were already on the team, like Harden is going to be probably at least 15% better this year, especially if he's healthy. Like so that's like adding another player. And then you have Maxey going to get better. Like self improvement and fixing your bench. Like I do think the bench is going to be fine as the season moves on. So I do think that improvement, and I think if Embiid starts, once he really starts trusting his team and stop all that hero ball, and if they can finally get him to stop being 23, I know you want to shoot threes, and I know you want to watch film of Dirk and Harden and Kobe and all these guys, but at the end of the day, like we still need you to be a 7'2", 270-pound center running pick and rolls. Well, it's going to make Harden look good because like he's going to look at a beast like, oh, he's running a pick and roll. Look how elite Harden is. I know that's going to look like that, and it's going to take shine away from Embiid. But at the same time, it's like you're here to win the championship. Like all that MVP stuff, all that acting cute, being young, and all stuff like that. That stuff is gone. It's time to win.
Yeah, literally.
Like you're playing for the Philadelphia 76ers. Like we haven't won a championship in like 40 years. Like we're looking for a title. We don't care about all those accolades that are meaningless if you're out in the second round again.
Man. We got to at least get out in the second round, bro.
100%.
I think I think this team should get to the finals. And
they absolutely can.
Yeah, I definitely think that they'll get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year, and I think this team is gonna go to the finals. Like I'm high on this team. Tonight was definitely frustrating. But I would pick the Sixers to I think the Sixers can win the East, and I think they can go to the finals. And that's what I would predict. Might be a little biased, but seeing what I saw from James Harden tonight was really encouraging as well.
Why didn't Paul Reed play today?
Yeah, man. I think it's one of those matchups that he could have played.
Just he can guard, like he's not like big and fat. Like he can guard people.
Yeah.
Like not even just centers, like he can guard forwards.
Yeah, Montrez wasn't the guy to play tonight. I don't think.
No, I think he had a I think he had a positive plus minus, but I mean he wasn't really.
But Montrez, I like
Montrez. No rebounds in 10 minutes. Like that's like the opposite of what you would expect a guy like that. You would think he would have way more boards, but I don't know. Everybody looked lost. Like everyone except it kind of seemed like this is the Harden Hype podcast where he's getting all the praise and everybody else sucks. But like that's kind of how the game went. Like unfortunately, Embiid had nice numbers and stuff, but it just it could have been. And he shot 50% from the field, but he shot 6 threes, 1 of 6, like 6 turnovers. It just
he got like 8 garbage time.
We just know how he is. Like we know what basketball like is supposed to look like. So we can just see by the way he was playing that like there was a way better way of going about that, and that's kind of what the issue is. Like it's like we shouldn't have to say like, oh, yo, they need to be doing this. Like it's obvious.
And it's like, I wasn't surprised like tonight. Like I told Matt earlier, I was like, yo, they're not gonna win tonight. Like the Sixers are gonna lose, and they'll be the only team to lose because we're just due to take a hit in Philly, and I know the Sixers are gonna give us that. Like I wasn't surprised at all. But I think the thing that makes me nervous is like, it doesn't even surprise me that Embiid looked the way that he did. Because he just does that. And like, I don't want to say he does that in big games, but he kind of like, he just has those games against the big teams. Like when we really want him to show up, like he just has those games where he's just like out of it the whole game. Like Brooklyn last year when we got smoked. Big, huge game. Denver, and B was cooking through the first half, and then we folded at the end of the game. Like just stuff like that. Like, but then he has his moments like he did in
Yeah, but that was like when they took him out though, right? I believe in that game that was like they lost the lead because he sat for like 7 straight minutes. Yeah, they sat him for a minute.
But he still didn't finish it at the end.
Like, yeah, he didn't.
It's just like stuff like that. Like
they let Bones Highland just take 8 open threes in a row. I was like, all right, man.
Bro. So
we saw a lot of open threes tonight too, and that wasn't
wide open threes, bro. It's crazy,
especially with the guys we have, where our perimeter defense is supposed to be a strong point. Like you having all those open threes.
Yeah, our defense is very underwhelming tonight for sure. Very underwhelming.
Yeah, and Boston's not that athletic outside of like Tatum and Brown. It's not like they got Horford, Grant Williams, Malcolm Brogdon. Like none of those guys are. It's like Derek White. Like these guys aren't like the most athletic people in the league. But
yeah, I thought PJ Tucker was pretty underwhelming tonight. Even though I love PJ, I mean it was just a rough night tonight, man. Like, but I do think that. I think that they'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, I think this team is still new. Like, we got a lot of new pieces, a lot of gelling to do. But I thought for the most part, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I think everybody was solid today except for the bench and Embiid. Like, I really feel like Embiid sucked tonight on both ends of the floor. And I think the bench was awful. But everyone else, like, Toby was knocking down threes.
3 of 6. I need that.
Yeah, like,
you can stay on the team if you're doing that.
Yeah, like Tucker was non-existent, but
I got an issue with Tucker, bro. That's all, you know exactly what I'm talking about because we talked about it earlier.
Oh my gosh.
You know exactly. Listen.
Where was he?
Listen. Where the heck was Tucker at when that scuffle happened?
Bro, I needed him in the mix.
You got Marcus Smart grabbing Embiid's legs. You got Jaylen Brown wagging his finger in his face. Where was Tucker at? Maxey ran over there. Harris ran over. Harden ran over there. Tucker's supposed to be the enforcer. He's supposed to be the guy bringing the toughness to the team. Like he the one that got he got 7 million tattoos all over his body. He's supposed to be the tough guy. Like where was he at?
I needed him.
Nowhere to be found. Like
I don't know where he.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that at Tucker because because of all the players on the team, he's the first one that can be teched or ejected from the game.
Yeah,
like if he get ejected, that's a lot better than Maxey being ejected.
Right.
So
yeah, bro. I don't know.
I didn't like that at all. I hated that more than the actual play on the court. I didn't like that at all. When I looked over and I looked the replay, I had to stop and rewind it. Like, hold up, where's Tucker?
Yeah,
he wasn't nowhere on that camera angle. I was like, come on, man.
He never showed up either. Like I don't know, man.
It was like a 25-second event, and like
he's nowhere to the bench and sat everybody down. Else on the floor is there.
Paul Reed was there. It's like
Tucker's on the bench getting a breather.
Dude was drinking Gatorade on the sidelines. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah,
but that's pretty much a bench and Embiid type of loss.
Yeah, and I think Embiid will be better. I think Embiid he also takes. Like how like earlier like last year he started slow too. Like I think Embiid just takes a little bit to get going. Like when he hasn't played in a while. Like I think Embiid just needs a couple games to like get in his rhythm, and then he'll be back to MVP status. Stat line wise, 26 and 15 is still good for his MVP.
Yeah, it is.
I think, man. The one thing I love is 15 boards, man. Like he was really grabbing boards. He was active on the boards. So I think they're emphasizing that. So we'll see. We got a tough one on Thursday.
Yeah. But ain't that crazy though? Like this dude was 26, 15, and 5. And it was a bad game.
Yeah, a terrible game. Terrible game.
Like it literally was not good.
Yeah. And he rolls out of his bed 26, 15, and 5, bro. That's crazy. He did make a couple good reads out of the double team today. I think he was pressing tonight, man. I think he wanted to get like 35 tonight. And it's just like, bro, like, just let the game come to you, man. Like, and I think he was pressing tonight. I think he was trying to show off.
Well, he absolutely could have had 35. One, if he just got easier buckets, but two is kind of what I was about to say, and it was kind of regarded to like Maxey and the other players, because I do think that Maxey is going to take a leap in scoring this year, and I'm very happy for that. But one thing where it's like I don't know if he'll take a leap in this aspect, and I just like learning how to play basketball outside of scoring, because I don't know if it's like an IQ thing or whatever, or maybe just like the new style, because like nowadays centers are like just they're just not like focal points of the offense anymore. They just kind of want to set screens and roll.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate too, because like now it's like you got guys that are playing that kind of have like their role just got diminished, and like I don't really like that. But Maxey doesn't know how to make an entry pass, like, and some of the other guys don't either. It's like there were like there were times where Embiid, like you said, had Marcus Smart on him, and he got an offensive foul because he's trying to post him up, and Maxey's holding the ball like, what do I do? It's like you're a guard, man. You're a 6'2" guard. Like you got to know how to do that.
And like
I could have done that. You could have done that. Like anybody that played guard growing up in their life should be able to do that.
It's crazy.
Like, and he's 7 feet, 260, 270 pounds. It's like it's a huge target.
The one thing I'll give Maxey a pass on is he's only 6'1", 6'2". So he's not that tall. He's been a scoring guard his whole life. So maybe it'll take him time to like feel comfortable making those entry passes, maybe. But for someone like Tobias Harris,
he's 29 years old. Yeah, he can't.
You're 6'10", and you see like you can see over your defender, and you can't just lob that, John. Like between Maxey and Tobias Harris.
But that has to be done in practice too. Like you know what I mean? That should be something where during training camp, they should have got used to that by now. They've been playing with Embiid
for 2 years.
For 2 years. This is Maxey's third year with it. This is Harris's fourth year from Embiid. Like they should have been learned how to throw him an entry pass
and how to do it on time. Yo, how many times? But and it's gotta be quick, yo. Like there's times where Embiid gets deep and he has position, and they're not. You gotta get him the ball, man.
It almost seems like they don't know what Embiid's going to do on any given play, because that's what I was saying about like earlier. Like they need to have like a set like game design where it's like we're going to do this first and then do this and that. Like, and it almost seemed like sometimes like the lack of timing. These guys don't seem like some guys are standing around. It's a lot of turnovers that are unforced. Dudes don't have an interact. It's like they don't know what's going to happen. Like even what Harden was saying during training camp, like, hey man, I was trying to isolate, and then Embiid just ran up on me like, oh, I need the ball. Like it's like they don't know what each other is doing sometimes.
Yeah, and I think
that has to be something they figure out.
Yeah, and it's probably going to take time. And I think the thing that sucks about basketball is that training camp is like a week and a half long, and then you get into the preseason. And like everyone has like personal trainers now, so it's like how much are Harden and Embiid actually working on playing with each other, like and stuff like that. Like it's just gonna be something I guess it just takes time. But I do think the times that we saw the pick and roll look promising, and Harden's 35 looked effortless. So he wasn't even trying to get to the basket. Yo, wait till he gets to the.
Who did he drive on? Was it Grant Williams he drove on? He had a nice little where he had a little pitter patter.
Oh yeah,
stop go, and then went and got all to the cup. It's like he had a couple. I think he had a couple of floaters too. So I mean he was 5 of 9 from 3, and he was 4 or 5. He was 4 or 5 from 2.
Yeah, bro, that mid range that he hit, the one. Yo,
he missed that one. He missed like one like floater and like bounced off the back iron and rolled off.
Yeah,
that was like his only miss from 2.
Yeah, he's back, bro. Bro.
And you were saying that during preseason, we were like, yo, like you could tell, like,
you could tell he had
to give Brock his And to give Brock his credit too, like he was pointed out in his videos where he was like, look, like he's like, don't pay attention to the result, just like look at how he's doing it. He's like, yeah, when he get used to it, it was like he's not used to his speed. Like he's not used to not being 310 pounds. Like he's only 210 now. So like he's not used to being able to move that fast. So like he's overshooting.
Yeah.
But
his
now
handles like, look tighter today too.
Exactly.
So yeah.
It might be a nice, he might have an MVP season in store.
Yeah, he might
jump the gun. It was only one game, but
right. 35
that was definitely
7 against Boston. That's crazy. So
he a little older too, so hopefully he don't run out of stamina.
I know that's another thing I've been thinking about, but yeah, man, Thursday against the Bucks. You think they win? I think they win. They can't lose it.
Are they home? They're home against the Bucks. They got a home stand, right? They got three at home. Yeah, they got the Pacers and the Spurs after that.
They better win them too. Just get on track. Just get on.
They'll win that. It's home opener. I don't know if Middleton's 100% yet.
Yeah, I don't think
he's recently got hurt. So
no Middleton. We should get him up. We should.
I don't. Maybe they'll play Paul Reed too to match up better against Giannis.
Yeah.
So that can definitely be I actually see a win. I don't think they're going to start the season 0-2.
Yeah.
Especially, if they got a home game as important as that. And I think Embiid is going to have much more energy with the Philly crowd behind them.
Yeah.
Instead of those corporate, older white guys over there at Boston.
Yeah. A racist Boston fan. It's like,
they all look the same too. It was all just like 56-year-old businessmen in that stand, bro. And then that one girl in Chucky, but that was interesting.
But before we get out of here, shout out to the Phillies, man. 2-0. Yo, how crazy, bro. I can't even believe, like, 2 weeks ago, this team was like cooked, bro. Like literally, this team was. It was like, yo, are they actually going to make the playoffs? And I think that win in Houston, like, changed things, bro. Like I think when they beat the Astros, the way they did that, it was like, okay,
they said we got it.
Yeah, like
I remember that one guy that we know, like I remember at one point this dude, like, especially after we lost to the Cubs, this one guy was like, yo, man, I hope they don't make the playoffs. I hope the Brewers get there. Right. I was like, that dude was crazy. But but I'm glad they it's definitely something I like to see. Yeah. Baseball used to be my second favorite sport.
Yeah. Playoff baseball, I forgot how every pitch, bro, like I forgot how intense playoff baseball was. Like every pitch matters, every base runner matters. It's just insane, yo. Like I really forgot.
It's a crazy atmosphere, man.
Yeah. Do they play tomorrow too?
Yeah, I think they play tomorrow. Then they might have a break before they go to Philly.
That's kind of crazy that they play every day, even in the playoffs. Like, yeah,
they play a zillion games. Gotta get them over with.
That's whack, bro.
What time they play tomorrow?
4:35. I'm going in late tomorrow too, man. If I had known, I would have went in early.
Yeah, I gotta work too. They come on, man. People gotta go to work. I missed like half the games because I had to be at work.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'm trying to see them play.
Yeah.
But Bryce Harper shutting people up, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
The team shutting people up.
Yeah.
Mets fans crying. Hopefully Yankees fans will start crying after the Astros take care of them.
Yeah.
The Braves fans are crying. Good year.
Thanks.
Yeah, but let's get ready to shut this down though. Yeah, so which final takeaways on that game?
Final takeaway. Obviously we love what we've seen from Harden. I like Embiid was terrible on both ends, I thought. He let the ball stick a little too much, but I think that's something that they just had to work on. And I think we'll get better with time. But I do like that he was good on the boards tonight. Like he was actively rebounding and stuff like that. So he's pretty solid on the boards. And yeah, I still think the Sixers win the East, but Boston looked great tonight. I can't lie, man. They look great. But I do think like the Sixers, I'm gonna stick with it. I can't change it after one game. I think the Sixers are gonna win the East this year. So
All right,
what
and
about
makes
you?
sense. Agree with most of that. Not really much to add. Because I feel like we kind of had a lot of the same thoughts other than like the take foul. But
Yeah. But
it's,
appreciate everybody. Everybody that tuned in. And hopefully, you know, you guys watch moving forward. And
yeah,
we
catch the
definitely got
live, catch
linked
the
to
replay.
link the at the 4 Point Line pod. Follow us on Twitter. Rob got his Twitter name on the thing. Let me add mine real quick. That's smart, bro.
There's some other stuff that we gotta add to. Like we'll discuss after.
Yeah,
But
and we might be able to, cut this part out. But yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Any last words, Rob?
thank you, people. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna see y'all on Thursday night after the game. We won't go live again. All right, peace, y'all.
All right, peace out.
All right.